Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai Basham Rakakudah. Shalom to the 144,000 the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video Context and Etymology. So I want to focus on those two words, context and etymology. Meaning when you decipher these scriptures through the Spirit of the Most High, in order for you to get a deeper understanding and meaning of these words in the scriptures, which includes the Apocrypha, you have to, if it's in the New Testament, you have to go into the Greek. If it's in the Old Testament, you would have to go into the Hebrew. And in the book of Daniel, you would have to go into the Aramaic, which is Hebrew, a dialect of Hebrew. The writings was a Syrian form of writing. This is which is called the modern Hebrew. If you were to go out and get a Torah, it's written in the modern Hebrew, which is the ancient Assyrian, which is also called Aramaic. Aramaic, tongue twister to me. But then you have the Lashon Kodash. We call it Lashon Kodash, which is ancient Hebrew. And that was the Hebrew. The writing of that Hebrew goes back before the Assyrian, came in and took down the northern kingdom. Anyway, so context and context and etymology are important to understanding the scriptures. You got guys that go off because they don't go into the Hebrew. They don't understand the meaning of the word etymology and context. And even with going into the etymology of a word or the etymon of a word, you still can go off because now you got to go into context, and I'm going to prove that. I'm going to try not to make this long. Anyway, I'm going to read this from 2nd Esdras 11, verses 30 to the end. And I'm going to say this. Well, when I get down to it, I'll speak on it. I'm not going to break it down. Y'all tell me what it means. And this is open to any Israelite groups out there. 2nd Esdras, chapter 11, verse 30. And then I saw that the two other heads were joined with it, and behold, the head was turned with them that were with it, and did eat up the two feathers under the wing that would have reigned. 32. But this head put the whole earth in fear. The whole earth in fear. This is not talking about America, I can tell you that. Talking about the Roman Empire. The whole earth in fear represents the known earth. In relation to the Roman Empire, they didn't have the whole earth. They didn't have control over the northern kingdom in the Americas and the West. They didn't even know there was a West. But this head put the whole earth in fear and bear rule, because you got guys saying, see, that's talking about ultimately America, the beast. Nope, this has nothing to do. 2nd Esdras 11 and 2nd Esdras 12 have nothing to do with America. It has everything to do with the pagan Roman Empire of 2,000 years ago. It says, but this head put the whole earth in fear, and bear rule in it over all those that dwell upon the earth with much oppression, and it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been. So the height of the kingdom was during the time of this head, and how he ate up two other heads that were to rule or to reign. So what is this talking about? What is this talking about? Y'all, to claim you know the scriptures. How about you trying it, Bishop? Bishop Daniel. And after this I beheld, and lo, I just threw it out there just to give him a hard time. You know me. His hairs in the back of his neck goes up when I mention his name. It says, damn, what the hell did I just do? So this was the height of the pagan Roman Empire. I'll just say this. Say that. 33rd. And after this I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. But there remained the two heads, what's that talking about? Which also in like sort ruled upon the earth and over those that dwell therein. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. What is that talking about? Then I heard a voice which said unto me, Look before thee, and consider the things that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, it as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood, that came out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Art not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world? Most I put down one and set up another. That the end of their times might come through them. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past. They didn't overcome all the beasts. It came over the third beast, because the third beast overcame the second beast, and the second beast overcame the first beast. So we understand that they were not in power, but they became part of their realm. They didn't have to defeat them. They came in after the Greeks. So you can understand. With great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth, with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth have thou not judged with truth, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable. You know who that's talking about. Thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and have cast down the walls of earth. Cast down the walls. What's that talking about? Give me a key word. Of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy one wrongful dealing come upon unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended. Tell me what all this means now on the comment, on the chat. And his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence. Matthew 11 and start at 11, the violence taken by force, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Okay, so now let's deal with the word world. Let me show you something. Let me bring this back. See, a lot of y'all go into the scriptures and then you go into the Greek, and then whatever the Greek word says, well, that's in the Greek, so that's what it means. Not all the time. Okay, so I went to Luke 2 verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that he ruled for like 40 plus years. He was the longest that ruled. I think the second longest was Tiberius, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody help me out. It says when you go back to 2nd Esdras 11 and 2nd Esdras 12, when you cover those two chapters, it said that he ruled longer than any of them. He said none of them reached his length of rulership even unto the half. Now it was Tiberius, if I'm not mistaken, that ruled for about 20 years. But he ruled, scholars will argue that he ruled for 41 to 44 years. So 44 would make more sense. If Tiberius ruled for 20 years, he had to rule above 40 years. So it says that all the world should be taxed. What world is this talking about? Well, if you go to the blue letter, that's why it's not always knowing the word. The word there is oikomene.
Strong's G 3625, oikumene. Oikumene.
Oikomene, the inhabited earth, the portion of the earth inhabited by Greeks, in distinction from the lands of the barbarians. That's not it. That would be the eon or cosmos. The Roman Empire, all the subjects of the empire, the whole inhabited earth. That's what it means. That's what it means. The world, the inhabitants of the earth, men, the universe, the world. The inhabited earth is correct. The whole inhabited earth. So what does oikomene mean? It means the whole earth. When the time of testing in Revelation 3 verse 10, it speaks about the whole earth or the whole world. The word there is matter of fact, let me go to that. See, this is why these Christians can't deal with us. The only ones that can contend with us, put up a fight, are these Edomites that are real studied. You Jakes on the low level. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Now, in other translations, it says the time of the great testing, right? Let me see something. Okay? It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation or the time of great testing, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The word here for world, I can tell you, the word here for earth is ge. That's where you get the word geo. Geopolitics, meaning the politics of the whole world. How one nation relates to the other nation in political and economic matters, right? It says, so the word world here is oikomene, which is the whole inhabited earth. As opposed to John 3:16, the word world means a portion of the world, or a group. That would be a cosmos, a group. So the world is the world of Israel. So you can understand. For you knew of cats and kitties. Cats and kitties. Anyway, so we got that, right? Like I said, this is why Christians can't F with us. You Edomites, you born againers that really study things and get books. Forget Jake. Jake is on a low level. Jake is on a low level, man. They don't read the scriptures. They don't understand the scriptures. They're lost. The only ones that have somewhat of a understanding are the best people that come up to the camps, or are the Edomites. They know. You say Obadiah. They know where Obadiah is. They know where Habakkuk is. Jake don't know Habakkuk. What's this Habakkuk stuff? Because Jake don't study. Jake praise breaks all day. Makes a damn fool out of themselves. No one takes the black church seriously. You name me a black church. Oh, Geno Jennings is a clown. Geno Jennings is a clown. I listen to him for comic relief. He knows a little something. I give him credit. He knows a little something, but he's a clown. So anyway, so now let's deal with the word oikomene. I'm sorry. Let me see something. So I click on Luke. What was that? Luke 2:1 for the word world, and it says oikomene, which we know the word that should be there is cosmos or eon. Now tell me if I'm wrong. Well, Tahar, you going off. So now you have the word world, G3625, written 15 times in 15 verses, which happen to be the New Testament. Why not the Old Testament? Because the Old Testament is written in Greek. So it's, give me a second. Give me a second. I was expecting a call about it this time. Anyway, so we got these 15 precepts, right? This is where context comes in. Matthew 24, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached throughout the whole world. Right there is, the word there is oikomene, for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. So everybody on the planet heard this word one way or another. By what? By means of the web. Luke 2:1, we read that. So we know that this G3625 shouldn't be there. The word there should be eon. Luke 4 verse 5, and the devil. Okay, the word there. Yes, this is correct. It's oikomene. If you don't believe me, you can go check it yourself. Luke 21:26. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Right, the earth. That's a better word than world. Earth meaning the inhabited earth. But the word there is oikomene. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. We're coming in that time. Acts 11:28. And there stood up one of them named Agabus, and signified by the Spirit that there should be a great dearth, which means famine, throughout all the world. Is it talking about the whole planet Earth? No. So the word that should be there should be cosmos, which came to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. Acts 17:6. And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, These that have turned the world upside down are come hither also. The world is talking about that world. Going back 2,000 years ago, they did not change the whole earth. We are changing the whole earth. This gospel shall be preached throughout the whole oikomene, and then the end shall come. So if you just go by, well, I clicked on, the blue letter, and it said oikomene, so that's what it's meaning. Nope. You got to deal with context. I'm going to read the rest of these, then I'll close. It says, because he hath appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness, ultimately, talking about the whole world, by that man whom he hath ordained, wherefore he hath given assurance unto all men, in that he hath raised him from the dead. That's Yahweh Shai, because the whole world is going to see him. Every eye shall see, every tongue shall confess, every knee shall bow. Acts 19:27. For that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, our money making, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana, so you can understand it was a statue of a woman, which actually is Semiramis, but she had about 20 breasts on her. That's where you get these universities. You call them alma mater, which means life-giving mother. And how do you get life from your mother? By sucking on a titty. So that whole thing, my alma mater, my life-giving mother, goes back to Ceramis, or Ceramisis, however you want to say it. Diana, this is Diana of Ephesus, which was Jake was following Diana, praying to Diana of Ephesus, which is also known as the Queen of Heaven, should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia Minor, and the world worship. It ain't talking about the whole world. If you click on this, the word is oikomene. It's not talking about the whole earth. That's why you got to apply the word. You got to do what's called, going into the context. Let me just open this up. So we're at the 27th verse. So people started getting away from the worship of Diana of Ephesus, and these people that were making money, they were like, damn, these guys are effing up our business. We got to do something about this. And see, we done shook up Christianity. Christianity can't deal with us. All right? Christianity can't deal with us, man. We don't even deal with them. They're lightweights. We are. It's like a guy that you had a fight with. You knock his ass out. He come back. You knock him out again. Come back. You knock him out a third time. Then he want to fight again. I'm gonna get you this time. You look. I ain't even gonna fight you, man. I'm tired of hurting my hands on your head. We're almost done. For we have found this man a pestilent fellow. That's talking about the Apostle Paul, and a mover of sedition. Now, when you look up the word sedition, it means to, and there's laws against sedition. They're trying to get Trump on sedition charges because he didn't go out there and bust some doors in the House, the Capitol and all that. He didn't do all that, but they're saying he was the one that, egged them on to do it. So let's look up this word sedition. Peter was executed for the charge of sedition. Paul was executed for the charge of sedition. Let's look up the word sedition. I pretty much made my point. I don't got to say anymore. I don't got to read no more scriptures. I made my point. It says, let me let you hear it.
Strong's G 4714, stasis. Stasis.
Sedition, dissension, insurrection, to cut from the inside out, uproar. Apocrypha speaks about uproar of the people, standing, a standing station state, and insurrection, strife, insurrection. So these people were losing their money because Paul was saying that's not the way, that's idol worship. You got to follow our Lord. You got to, ultimately. Well, he didn't even push the laws and statutes. He didn't push it. He called them foolish for teaching the laws and statutes. Now, the laws and statutes did apply to the ones that was born as an Israelite, not to the Gentiles, meaning the Israelite in a Gentile state of mind. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Dissension, insurrection, to cut from the inside out. By the way, that's also called a coup d'etat. Coup d'etat, the P is silent. Coup d'etat is when you got the general that doesn't like what the president's doing, but the military is on the general's side, and they arrest the president, or they may even kill him. They have a charge and kill him, and then you have a new leadership. The general might be. That's what the whole American Revolution was all about. Because the 13 colonies were colonies owned by Great Britain, so they were just citizens of Great Britain, subjects under Great Britain. So when they had that war, that was a what? A insurrection. Then they said, this guy George Washington, he was considered a great general. They made him president. And a president is only a general, a guy that who was the only one that was a general? Somebody help me out. It was one of them that was a general that became president of the United States. I forget my history, my American history. I can't even think of his name. But somebody help me out there. But anyway, y'all get the point, right? Let me come on back. Okay, I'm almost done. Romans 10 verse 18. Did I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth. And that's talking about now. They wasn't talking about 2,000 years ago. The sound didn't go through all the earth. And their words unto the ends of the world. This goes hand in hand with there's a bunch of scriptures that goes with this. Baruch 2, Baruch I believe 5, and also 4. But what precept come to mind? Acts 1, around about the 5th, 6th verse on down. To the other, they're gonna preach in the uttermost parts of the world. The other part of the world is the west. So the Israelites are here. The apostles are here. The disciples are here. The prophets of Israel are here. Prophets of the Most High. Right, which deceiveth the whole world. At one time they deceived the known world, but now, being the head being restored, they're going to deceive the whole world. And the main item of deception is the charagma. Revelation 16 and 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole earth. Now this is right. To gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty, which is Armageddon. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say Shalom.